Alrighty guys, and real quick, if you find yourself enjoying this video here today, please feel free to give it a thumbs up by smashing that like button. And if you haven't done so already, please feel free to subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed yet. I love to connect with you on a daily basis. And I'll tell you what, for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Brock Page. I've been dishing out free sports picks right here on YouTube since 2016. And I'll tell you what, if you want to see which one of these free plays on this video here today that I actually like the best, you may want to think about signing up for my daily best play on my premium page. It costs just 6 cents a day for 30 days worth of service. You're going to get one premium selection of mine every single day during that time frame. And with that, let's go ahead and dive into some free Major League Baseball picks here today for Monday, August 19th, 2024. We're going to get started with the D-backs taking on the Marlins, 6:40 Eastern first pitch. Arizona's the $2.10 favorite, totals 8 runs. Brandon Pfaadt for the D-backs. No confirmed starter yet here for the Marlins. Most likely going to be a bullpen session. And regardless of who throws out the first pitch, well, the Fish are probably not, or whoever throws out the first pitch, they're probably not going to get much run support from this Miami lineup. These guys are dead last in the National League in runs per game. And they've got to face Brandon Pfaadt, who's got a 1.11 whip. He's also punched out 135 batters. But even if Pfaadt runs into some problems here today, he is backed by the best run-producing lineup in the game right now. Jock Peterson's got an OPS of 945. Jake McCarthy with a 382 on-base percentage. Now, injury-wise, Ketel Marte's questionable with an ankle. Christian Walker's still out. And when it comes to the total, the D-backs saw their last 3 straight on the road get over the total. They're also 7-3 to the over in their last 10 at any location. Meanwhile, Miami on the other side, they saw their last 5 straight at Loan Depot Park get over the line themselves. I'll take Arizona -1.5. Over 8. Next game, Reds, Blue Jays, 7:07 Eastern first pitch. Toronto's the $1.70 favorite at home here, totals 8 runs. Kevin Gausman for the Blue Jays. Julian Aguilar making his debut for the Reds. And the 23-year-old Aguilar, he was actually in AA and AAA here this year. Actually had a 3.38 ERA at AA Chattanooga, and that was through 13 starts. And for whatever reason, I don't know why, but these Cincy pitchers, they throw really well away from the Great American Ballpark. They actually allow fewer hits a game on the road than any other roster in the bigs. And they're facing a Toronto club on the other side who has a losing record at home, and they also have a losing record against National League opponents. And a lot of that has to do with poor hitting. The Blue Jays are in the bottom 5 in home scoring. Now, injury-wise, Leo Jimenez is questionable for the Blue Jays. When it comes to the total, 6 out of Toronto's last 10 ball games did fall under the total. Meanwhile, Cincy went 60% to the under in their last 10. Give me the Reds +1.5, under 8. All right, next game, Orioles, Mets, 7:10 Eastern start time. The Mets are -135. Total is 8 runs. David Peterson for the Mets, Trevor Rogers for Baltimore. And, of course, both teams with some exceptional qualities coming into this one. Starting with Baltimore, they're a top 3 run-scoring team. They've got a great lineup. And the Mets on the other side, well, they've hit Baltimore pitching quite well. The Mets averaged 5.1 runs a game in their last 10 gatherings with the O's. Now, total-wise, 4 out of the Mets' last 6 in Flushing, Queens did get over the total. They're also 12-5 to the over in their interleague road games. Meanwhile, Baltimore's gone 65% to the over against National League opponents themselves. Give me the over 8.5. Next game, Pirates, Rangers, 8:05 East. Texas is $1.25. Totals 8.5. Jose Urena for the Rangers. Luis Ortiz for Pittsburgh. And Ortiz has definitely looked solid for the Bucs this year. He's got an ERA in the 3s, 1.15 whip. And as a team, Pittsburgh's coming fresh off a series win against the Mariners. Actually averaged 5 runs a game during that series. And they're facing a Texas club on the other side who lost 7 out of their last 10. And they certainly struggle at the dish. These guys are a bottom 5 run-scoring team at home in the American League. But even if they do get base runners here today, righty Jose Urena, he's definitely had some issues this year on the mound. He's only 3-8 on the year with an ERA in the 4s. Now, 3 out of the Rangers' last 4 home games did fall under the total. They're also 13-7 to the under against the National League at Globe Life Field. Give me Pittsburgh plus 105, under 8.5. Next game, Red Sox Astros, 8:10 Eastern start time. Houston's minus $1.25, totals 8 runs. Yusei Kikuchi for the Astros, Tanner Houck for Boston. And, could be a rough day for both starting pitchers as, these lineups are absolutely smoking, the baseball. The Red Sox are now averaging more hits a game than any other lineup in baseball. That was Houston there for a while, but now Boston with the most hits per game on average. Meanwhile, the Astros on the other side, they've actually demolished Boston pitching recently. They averaged over 12.3 hits a game in their last 10 head-to-head gatherings. Of course, no real surprise here. The over cashed in 80% of those meetings I just mentioned. So if you're into historical trends, plenty of overs to go around. Of course, Boston, they saw 6 out of their last 10 themselves get over the line as well. And if you want to see whether I'm making a play on the money line or run line in this one, this game is being featured as my board member pick on my premium page. But as far as making a free play is concerned, give me the over 8 runs. Next matchup, Angels-Royals, 8:10 Eastern start time. Kansas City's minus 225, totals 9 runs. Seth Lugo for the Royals, Carson Fulmer for Los Angeles. And Fulmer's got himself an ERA in the 4s. The Angels are a bottom 5 run-scoring team. And they're going to face a 13-win Seth Lugo here today. ERA of 3.04 along with a 1.09 whip. Of course, at the plate, the Royals have definitely, put a bunch of runs, they've scored a bunch of runs over the past couple of weeks. Actually, it was 6.4, wow, let's try to spit that out, Brock. 6.4 runs a game they averaged in their last 10 ball games. Bobby Witt Jr., he's got the highest qualifying batting average in the major leagues. Top 5 in RBI and OPS. And you know what? He's not even the club leader in RBI. That actually goes to the Paisan, Vinny Pasquantino. He's got the 4th most RBI in the major leagues, actually leading the squad right now in that category. Now, total-wise, the Royals' last 4 straight at Kauffman Stadium got over the total. They're also 8-2 to the over in their last 10 at any location. Meanwhile, LA, they saw 3 out of their last 4 on the road get over the line. Give me Kansas City minus 1.5, over 9 runs. All right, next game should be a good one. I'm talking about the Twins at the Padres, 940 East. San Diego's $1.60 at home, total 7. Michael King for the Pods, Zebby Matthews for the Twins. And both squads with some great stuff going on. Good pitching, good hitting. And when it comes to the total, there's actually some more conflicting factors that make this game really tough to handicap. The Padres, they went 60% to the over in their last 10, but the Twins, they saw 6 out of their last 10 stay under. So if you want to see whether I'm making a play on the money line, run line, or the total in this one, this game is being featured as my chairman package pick on my premium page. All right, next matchup, Rays Athletics, 940 East. Tampa Bay's $1.25 on the road, total 7.5. Taj Bradley for Tampa Bay, Joe Hard Boyle for the A's. And Boyle's recorded 5 losses through just 31-plus innings. He's got an ERA in the 7s along with a 1.83 whip. And of course, at the plate, the A's are a bottom 5 hit-producing team. And they're going to face Taj Bradley, who's got 112 strikeouts in 95-plus innings. Now, the righty's also got an ERA in the 3s along with a 1.14 whip. And out of the Rays' last 10 gatherings with Oakland, their pitching staff has, been dominant. They allowed just 28 total runs during that 10-game span. Now, total-wise, 3 out of the Rays' last 5 Taj Bradley starts did get over the total. Meanwhile, the A's have gone 75% to the over in their Joe Boyle starts. It's going to be Tampa Bay minus $1.25, over 7. Next game, White Sox, Giants, 9:45 East. San Francisco's the $2.50 favorite, totals 8 runs. Kyle Harrison for San Francisco, Jonathan Cannon for Chicago. And the righty Cannon's just 2-6 with an ERA in the 4s. He's also pitching for the lowest run-scoring lineup in the league. And they got to face Kyle Harrison here today, who's 6-5 with 103 strikeouts. And of course, at the plate, the Giants have definitely hit it well at Oracle Park. They're in the top 10 in hits per game at home. Of course, Matt "Assless" Chapman, he leads the roster in RBI and hits. Meanwhile, Lamont Wade, he's got an on-base percentage of .397. Now, total-wise, 5 out of the Giants' last 7 home games did fall under the total. Meanwhile, Chicago went 4 under the under in their last handful of road games. They also saw the under cash in their last 5 straight Jonathan Cannon starts. Give me San Francisco minus 1.5, under 8. And with that, folks, we're going to jump into our next and final breakdown for the video. Mariners, Dodgers, 10:10 Eastern start time. The Dodgers are minus $1.25, totals 8 runs. Gavin Stone for the Dodgers, Brian Wu for Seattle. And, the M's have had a rough go of things this past week. Posted just a 1-5 record. 9 total runs they scored in those losses. That is it. And, believe it or not, that's not overly surprising. I don't know if you guys have realized this, but this Mariner team averages fewer hits a game than any other roster in the bigs, and it's actually been that way all season long. They average fewer hits. They average fewer hits a game than even the White Sox, who's the lowest run-scoring team. And unfortunately for the M's, they're going to take on a 10-win Gavin Stone, who's got an ERA of .363. Of course, at the plate, the Dodgers have definitely been smacking the ball around a bit at home. They're in the top 5 in run production in their own ballpark. Shohei Ohtani leads the National League in home runs, OPS of .990. And of course, Mookie Betts, he's got an OPS in the 900s. He's got a wins above replacement average of 4.3 WAR. Now, injury-wise, Freddie Freeman's questionable for the Dodgers. Give me LA minus $1.25, under 8 runs. And with that, folks, we are going to jump into our quick pick recap. Arizona minus 1.5, over 8 runs. Cincinnati plus 1.5, under 8. I like the over 8.5 in the Baltimore-New York Mets game. Pittsburgh plus 105, under 8.5. I like the over 8 in the Red Sox-Astros game. Kansas City Royals minus 1.5, over 9. I have no free pick available for you in the Twins-Padres game. Tampa Bay minus $1.25, over 7.5. Giants minus 1.5, under 8. And give me the Dodgers minus $1.25, under 8 runs. And with that, folks, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on my premium page. Now, if you do end up, getting a membership here today on patreon.com/BrockPage, just a friendly reminder, you're going to get access to that membership every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, you're also going to get access to all of my cheaper memberships absolutely free. They're going to be included with your purchase. But most importantly, folks, got to thank you for joining me right here on the free video. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. With that said, folks, happy Monday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my premium page at patreon.com/BrockPage.